Hi everyone, welcome to the Reactjs course of 2021, and in this video I will explain you that how can you install React in your system as well as the React follow structure. So let's see what are the dependencies which we need to install in our system if we want to work on React. First, we want to install Node in our system. That will install Node package manager, and we require a text editor. Now here you can use Visual Studio Code. I will hardly suggest you to use this Visual Studio Code because if you are a developer, it will provide you an as file writing your code. Since I start coding, I used more text editor like Sublime text editor and Atom text editor, Bracket text editor, but I love Visual Studio Code. Now it's completely up to you which text editor you want to use. Third thing we need to install here is npm install create react app. Now once we create react app we have installed, through this we will create our react app. Now you can see on screen that I have written here create react app learning. Now this is the format. When you will create your app, you have to write like create react app and the name of your app which you want to give. Here you can give any name. Here learning is my app name. So let's see that how can you install these all dependencies. So to install Node, first you need to visit Google, and to install that you have to search on Google Nodejs. When you search Nodejs, the first website will come here. Click on that, and from here you can download Node easily. So you can see that the internet is slow, no problem. So you can install from here depending on your operating system for Windows and Mac, whatever you want to download for. Now second thing, we need to install Visual Studio Code in our system. And if you want to use command based inside your Visual Studio Code, then you will require and git bash. You can integrate these things. Now I have already made a video on that, how to install Visual Studio Code and git bash, and how you can integrate both so that you can use a command prompt inside your Visual Studio Code. So that video will available by clicking on I button, or the link will be available on the description. Now we have installed Node in our system. I think it's very easy to install Node. If you have still an issue, you can ask me in comment box, but I think you are a developer and you will be very easily install it. Now we have installed Node, we have installed Visual Studio Code, and we have integrated it. Now third thing, we need to install create react app. As I have already told you, you need to write down and command. So I will provide you all these command in description. You can directly copy paste from there. So the command will be npm install -g create react app, and hit the enter. I'm not writing this because I have already created an react app in my system, and I will show you directly that how can you write down code there. So it will take some time, let's say depending on your internet speed and on your system capacity, but it will be installed very easily. So hit enter once you have write the command npm install -g create react app. Now second thing you need to write down, second command is create react app and the name of your app. Now it will take, let's say 4 to 5 minutes, again depending on your internet speed. If you have a good internet speed, it will still take 3 to 4 minutes, and you have to wait for that. Once it will be installed, it will be look like this. Let me show you my app which I have already opened. So I have opened my text editor, that's Visual Studio Code, and beautiful interface we can see here. Now we will discuss the folder structure of React. Now when you will open React in your system, it will be look like this, welcome screen, and the person who is using first time Visual Studio Code, and I'm sure he will love this. Now we don't require this welcome screen more, so cut it from here. Now on the left side you can see here that we have some folders. Okay, so we have first folder is Node modules. In Node modules we have all modules of Node which installed here. I will suggest you to don't change any module because once you made some changes and it will get updated, then again your module will be updated and your change will be vanished. Now let's say we want to install something, we want to use something in our app like material, UI and something icons. So we require the packages. Okay, so these packages will be automatically installed here, returned here. So these are Node modules. Now we don't do much more than because we don't require to see that what's happening there. The most important thing, let me show you, is here package.json file. Now this is the file where your dependencies comes. Let's say the name of your app, as I told you that my app name was learning, so you can see that first it is written the name of my app, that is learning. Second, you can see here the version of my application and some dependencies. You can see here that now here is no more dependencies like React DOM. Once we will start creating projects, we will install React Router DOM, so it will show you here we will use Bootstrap, so it will show you here Material UI, it will show you here all the dependencies. When I will install, definitely I will show you this package.json file, and you can see that. Now we have package lock.json file, nothing more here. It's completely description about your dependencies, or we don't actually work on this because it will be automatically maintained by React. Now we have another file here, git, it's called git ignore. Now here, once we create our project and we want to deploy it on Git, so it will be directly uploaded from here. Now here we can define some things that we don't want to upload these files, so we can write down here, we can restrict them. This file will not be uploaded on your Git. I think we don't use much here right now because we do not have any created project. So once we will create it and we will upload or we will push it on GitHub, definitely I will tell you that what can we do with this file. Now we have folder, public folder here. In public you can see that there is an file 404.html. that's an error file which useful when we do not found any page inside our React app. Then this will be shown to user that this particular URL is not available. Then we have some icons and we have index.html file. This is nothing more here in index.html file. This is basic HTML file. If you have knowledge of HTML, then you can easily understand that it's an just basic structure of React. Now the beauty is that here we define an ID equal to root. Now we will push the data from React. It's not like in React, it's just a normal HTML. We will push the data through this ID. We will push the data from React app to here to display the HTML file and the main content on the web browser. Okay, so remember this ID equal to root. I will show you that from where it will get the data. Now you can see that normally we have defined our title in head tag, we have defined our icons, and we written some text here like theme, color, and description about it. And in body you can see that in no script it is written. It will indicate that you need to enable JavaScript in your browser. Okay, if you want to use this here. I was working on a Tesla clone, so I have written here you need to enable JavaScript to run this Tesla India app. Okay, you can change it. It will, once you will install it, will just show that you need to enable JavaScript to run this app. And the second thing we have, second file is mainfirst.json. It's useful when we build progressive web app, PWA. And what is progressive web app? I already told you that in server side and client side rendering, that if we want something to display without the internet using cache, then we can define these things here. Now we have robot.txt file. It is useful for SEO things. Now we don't use this much when we work on projects. Our main motive is learning React, then we don't use this. Okay, if you want to work on SEO, then definitely it will be helpful. And now we move to the next folder, it's source folder. Now from here the main concept of React is started here. First we will see that everyone knows that when we work on a web page we require HTML. We have seen we require CSS. So here are two files of CSS, and you can see that nothing written here because it's just created, is defining the color of your application. Second file which we have here of CSS is index.css file. Now here we will write down our code of CSS. If you want, then you can remove the app.css and you can keep your only one file, index.css. And in a project we can create multiple indexes file and multiple files, as we will see when we are working on projects. Now this is the code of CSS, nothing more here. Now the main file is index.js file. Now I have told you that remember the id equal to root. Now you can see that root is here. It will throw the code into your html and the data will be displayed on the browser. Now you can see that we have imported our app main app component, and in that app we have written our code, some code here, and that code will push here. Now this will be displayed using the root id which we have written here. Now second file which we have here is app.js file. We can write down our code here. This is the main file where we write down actually our code. So this is enough for this video, and I hope you get some useful information. If you have any doubt related to installing React and any doubt, you can ask me in comment box, or you can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. The account is @CEO_Ankit_Yadav, and the link will be in the description box. You can directly contact me there. Rather than that, if you want web development projects, then you can visit the website called workforwin.com.